Have you ever found yourself wondering about those strong, independent women who seem to thrive on their own, often distanced from their families? You've probably noticed them. They're successful, self-assured, and seemingly unfazed by the absence of traditional family ties. These are the Sigma females, and their story is more complex than meets the eye. Today we're going to unravel the intricate web of reasons why these remarkable women sometimes choose to walk away from their families, and what this decision really means in our modern society. Understanding the Sigma menial phenomenon. The concept of Sigma females has emerged as a fascinating social phenomenon in recent years, representing a departure from traditional female archetypes. Unlike the well-known alpha female who leads from the front, or the beta female who finds comfort in supporting roles, Sigma females chart their own unique path. They're the quiet revolutionaries of our time, women who've recognized that sometimes the greatest strength lies in stepping away from conventional family dynamics to preserve their authentic selves. These women aren't typically the loud voices in the room demanding attention. Instead, they're the thoughtful observers who've mastered the art of self-reliance. They're the ones who've learned that sometimes love means letting go, and that family ties, while important, shouldn't come at the cost of personal growth and mental well-being. This understanding often leads them to make decisions that others might find difficult to comprehend, including the choice to distance themselves from family. The complex nature of family bonds. Family relationships are inherently complex, woven together with threads of love, obligation, expectation, and sometimes pain. For Sigma females, these relationships often become even more complicated due to their unique perspective on life and their strong sense of self. They tend to see family bonds not just as given connections that must be maintained at all costs, but as relationships that should add value to their lives and support their personal growth. Traditional family structures often operate on unspoken rules and expectations that have been passed down through generations. These might include regular family gatherings, shared decision-making, and the expectation that family always comes first, regardless of personal cost. While these traditions can provide comfort and stability for many, they can feel suffocating to Sigma females who value their independence and authentic self-expression above societal expectations. The journey to self-discovery. The path that leads a Sigma female to walk away from family often begins with a journey of self-discovery. This isn't a decision that happens overnight. It's usually the result of years of internal struggle, attempted compromises, and growing self-awareness. These women often spend considerable time trying to fit into traditional family roles before realizing that doing so requires them to diminish essential parts of themselves. This journey typically starts with small moments of recognition, perhaps noticing how family gatherings drain rather than energize them, or how family expectations consistently clash with their personal values and goals. Over time, these moments accumulate, leading to a deeper understanding of their own needs and boundaries. The Sigma female begins to recognize that her different approach to life isn't wrong, it's just different, and that difference deserves to be honored. The role of emotional intelligence. One of the most distinguishing characteristics of Sigma females is their high emotional intelligence. They're often incredibly attuned to their own emotional needs as well as the dynamics within their family systems. This awareness can be both a blessing and a burden. While it helps them navigate complex situations with grace, it also means they're acutely aware of the emotional manipulation, toxic patterns, or unhealthy expectations that might exist within their family structure. This emotional intelligence often leads them to recognize when family relationships are no longer serving their highest good. They can see the subtle ways in which family dynamics might be hampering their growth or compromising their mental health. Unlike others who might ignore these signs for the sake of keeping peace, Sigma females have the courage to acknowledge them and take necessary action. Breaking free from toxic patterns. The decision to walk away from family often comes after recognizing and attempting to break free from toxic patterns. These patterns might include emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, excessive control, or the dismissal of personal boundaries. Sigma females are particularly adept at identifying these patterns, perhaps because their independent nature gives them a clearer perspective on healthy versus unhealthy relationships. They often make numerous attempts to address these issues within the family system before considering walking away. This might involve having difficult conversations, setting clear boundaries, or suggesting family therapy. However, when these attempts are met with resistance or dismissal, Sigma females recognize that sometimes the healthiest choice is to create distance. The weight of societal expectations. Society places an enormous burden on women when it comes to maintaining family relationships. Women are often expected to be the primary caretakers, emotional laborers, and peacekeepers within family systems. For Sigma females, these expectations can feel particularly oppressive, as they clash with their natural inclination toward independence and self-determination. The pressure to conform to these societal expectations can be intense. Friends, acquaintances, and even strangers often feel entitled to judge women who choose to distance themselves from family. Comments like, "But they're your family," or "You'll regret this when they're gone," can create additional emotional burden for Sigma females, who are already dealing with the complexity of their decision. Building a life of authenticity. For Sigma females, walking away from family often marks the beginning of building a more authentic life. This process involves creating new traditions, establishing healthy boundaries, and surrounding themselves with people who respect and support their choices. It's about crafting a life that aligns with their values and allows them to show up as their true selves. This new chapter might include pursuing career goals without guilt, forming deeper friendships based on mutual respect, or even creating their own chosen family. The emphasis is on quality over quantity when it comes to relationships, and on maintaining connections that nurture rather than drain their energy. The healing journey. The process of walking away from family often initiates a profound healing journey. This healing isn't just about recovering from past hurts or toxic dynamics. It's about rediscovering oneself and building a stronger, more resilient identity. Sigma females often find that this period of their lives leads to tremendous personal growth and self-discovery. During this time, many Sigma females explore therapy, meditation, or other healing modalities. They might delve into understanding their attachment styles, working through childhood trauma, or developing stronger self-trust. This period often involves grieving the family relationships they wished they had, while accepting the reality of what is. Creating healthy boundaries. One of the most crucial aspects of a Sigma female's journey is learning to create and maintain healthy boundaries. This skill becomes particularly important when they decide to walk away from family, as it helps them navigate any future interactions with family members and protects their mental and emotional well-being. Boundaries might include limiting communication to specific times or channels, being selective about which family events to attend, or being clear about what topics are off-limits for discussion. These boundaries aren't about punishment or revenge. They're about creating a safe space for personal growth and emotional health. The impact on personal growth. Walking away from family often catalyzes remarkable personal growth for Sigma females. Free from the constraints of family expectations and dynamics, many find themselves able to pursue their dreams with renewed energy and focus. They might return to school, change careers, start businesses, or explore creative pursuits that they previously felt unable to pursue. This period of growth often involves developing a stronger sense of self-worth that isn't tied to family approval or validation. Sigma females learn to trust their intuition more deeply and make decisions based on their own values rather than external expectations. Building new support systems. As Sigma females distance themselves from family, they often excel at building new support systems. These networks might include close friends, mentors, therapists, or other individuals who understand and support their journey. Unlike traditional family systems, these new support networks are chosen deliberately and maintained through mutual respect and understanding. Continuing, these new relationships often provide the emotional support and connection that might have been lacking in family relationships. They're based on shared values, mutual growth, and genuine care, rather than obligation or duty. End of Part 1, recorded on our Radio Portraits membership program. The possibility of future reconciliation. While walking away from family is often necessary for personal growth and mental health, it doesn't always mean the door is permanently closed. Some Sigma females find that after establishing strong boundaries and doing their own healing work, they're able to reconnect with family members on new, healthier terms. This reconciliation, when it happens, is usually gradual and careful. It involves clear communication about boundaries, expectations, and what needs to change for the relationship to be healthy. The Sigma female approaches this process from a place of strength and self-awareness, rather than from obligation or guilt. Conclusion: embracing the path of authenticity. Walking away from family is perhaps one of the most challenging decisions a Sigma female can make, but it's often necessary for their personal growth and emotional well-being. This choice isn't about rejection or abandonment. It's about choosing authenticity over obligation, personal truth over family expectations, and mental health over societal pressures. For Sigma females, this decision often marks the beginning of a more authentic and fulfilling life. While the journey isn't easy, it leads to greater self-awareness, stronger boundaries, and more genuine relationships. It's a testament to their strength, courage, and commitment to living life on their own terms. The story of why Sigma females walk away from family is ultimately a story about choosing oneself, not out of selfishness, but out of self-respect and a deep understanding that we can't truly serve others until we honor our own truth. It's about recognizing that sometimes walking away isn't an act of abandonment, but an act of self-preservation and growth that might, ironically, be the healthiest choice for all involved. In the end, these women teach us all an important lesson about the courage it takes to live authentically, even when that means making difficult choices. Their stories remind us that family bonds, while important, shouldn't come at the cost of personal truth and well-being. Sometimes, the bravest thing we can do is walk away, and in doing so, walk toward our truest selves.